Hello and welcome. Team Developer was the first programming language on Windows that did provide powerful object-oriented features like multiple inheritance and property inheritance. Now I'm going to show you our new Power OOP feature, which are class constructors and destructors. With this app, I'm going to show you how constructors and destructors work. This application has three functional classes, class A, class B, and class C, where class A is the base class B is derived from class A, and class C is derived from class B and from class A. And these buttons here, create A, create B, create C, when I click on these, then an instance of the functional class will be created programmatically. Let's have a look at the code. The classes here. In class R, you see that there's a new section for constructor, destructor, and there's a constructor and a destructor defined here. The constructor actions are register event, and it just says hi from class A's constructor. So this will be displayed in a multi-line data field, so you can see what classes trigger what action. And if you look at the functional class B here, then you see it's derived from class A, and there's a constructor for class B, and the constructor says register event hi from class B's constructor. Now let's look at class C. It is derived from class A and class B, and the constructor again registers an event hi from class C's constructor. Now let's have a quick look at what happens when one of the buttons is clicked. So push button PB create A, message actions on them click, Z object A equals new class I. So the new class is instantiated, and that should fire the class constructor. And the same is true for create class B and for create class C. Let's see how that looks when running the application. So if I click on create A, then it should really just create an instance of class A, and that will trigger the constructor from class A, and this is what is being displayed from the constructor of class A. Hi from class A's constructor. Now when I create class B, this should look somehow different, because this is an inherited class. So class B has its own constructor, but it will also call the default constructor of class A, which it is inherited from. So if I click create B, you see that it says hi from class A. So you also see the sequence. First the parent class constructor is executed, and then the actual instance class constructor is being executed. And now if I create class C, you see 2 times a class A constructor being executed and 1 time class B and class C. The 2 times class A is because class B is inherited from class A, and class C is inherited from class A as well. So that is for the default constructor behavior. Let's look at the destructor behavior. Now let me just click destroy class C, destroy class B, destroy instance of class A, and you always just see buy from class A's destructor. For when I do a destroy class C, you see there were two times a class A destructor was called. So the the output of this leads me to think that only class A really has a destructor and class B and C don't have a destructor. So let's look in the code if that is true. In class C, you see that in below constructor destructor there's only a constructor displayed, so no destructor. So the chance that my code works well is good. And for class B, there's also just a constructor. And in class A, we do have a constructor and a destructor, where the destructor just registers the event buy from class A's destructor. So you see, the inheritance works the same for constructors and destructors. And constructors and destructors are giving you a powerful new tool for object-oriented initialization of class instances and destruction of class instances. What I did show you until now were default constructors. Default constructors get fired automatically when an instance of a class is being created. There's another way of creating constructors, and these constructors are called parametrized constructors. Let me show you how these work. Let's go to class A and add another constructor. So the same level, add next level constructor class A, and I will define a parameter for this guy here. And into this guy I will pass a string s hello A, and the actions will be the same as the other ones. Register event and then s hello A. So I just pass in the string here. Now how do I fire parameterized constructors? This happens through an extension to the new class call when I actually create the class. So let's go to the button pb create A. The only thing I would need to do here is to add the parameter behind the class name. And in the string, let's put in hello para construct A. So you see, when creating the class, I can decide what constructor is going to be called, the default constructor or my own parameterized constructor. Now I've changed my code to call the parameterized constructor. And now if I click on create A, the new string comes hello para constructor A. When you click on create B, you see hi from class A's constructor, hi from class B's constructor. So the only place you can actually call a parameterized constructor is from an instance of the class where the parameterized constructor is defined.